radio station.
It's the Comeup, baby.
Yo, back for another episode. As y'all can see, I got a special guest permanently with me to my right. You know what I'm saying, DJ Yanni. Introducing her to the Keep It Real on the Comeup podcast. You know what I'm saying, glad to have you here with me.
Of course, I'm glad to be here.
Sir, and we got my man, Mr. Juice.
Yes, sir. What's good?
You know what I'm saying? In here talking about B100 today. What's going on with you?
Not much. I just want to introduce myself to anybody who don't know me. My name is Juice LaRock. I'm your favorite A&R in the Carolinas. So remember that if you ever see anybody doing A&R, they might do it, but they ain't doing it like how we doing it up here.
Okay. Rushed up in here talking deep, boy. You know what I'm saying? So you said you were A&R?
Yeah.
So you wanna break it down a little bit about what you got going on with it?
So I'm an A&R for on-demand DJs through DJ Montana Ali.
Okay.
Which
Shout out to Ali.
Yeah, if y'all know him, he do the nighttime radio on the block 96.3.
Yeah.
Before that, he was working his move in Spartanburg, USC. That's how he kind of built his name. I linked up with him to do independent shows downtown at Reds. So we was doing indie events down there. He said, I like the way you build up a relationship with these artists. Truth be told, I know some of them from before the rap. Asked me to be his A&R. From there, we was throwing shows. Those shows got so big, like we had a show at the radio room that was past capacity. It was super big. L.A. Kinsey, Vontae Wright, Helix. It was an indie show of indie shows. This dude that owned a bar in Charleston saw this, and he basically came to me with two other brothers from Charleston. He was like, why don't y'all have every Wednesday? So we did that this summer. Every Wednesday I was driving from here to Charleston with 12 artists from up here. So we split them up each Wednesday, 3 apiece. 12 artists from the 843.
12 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I drive them, like 8 a week.
8 a week?
Yeah, facts. But I bring like 3 from up here. It'll be 4 from Charleston.
Okay. So you had a whole network on both ends.
And I'll drive them from here to Charleston. I'll stop them in Columbia, take them to a luxury showroom. There's a studio down there. I pay for them to record, take them to Charleston Network, then drive them back. If they needed gas, I give them. I'm just trying to give y'all a little brief detail of what the A&R do. I'm like the dude who finds somebody that got the talent that a label could utilize and help them get to the point to where a label could utilize it.
Okay, so it's a lot of funding coming out that you got to do for them, almost like a manager.
I mean, I don't have to do that stuff. I did it because I could, and because in South Carolina, like folks really looking at some of this stuff that even like this media stuff, they're looking at it kind of weirdly, So as a gesture of goodwill, I was like, I got you. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna make sure you straight. That way, you can't tell me no just because you're saying no. Like, there's no reason you should say no to this opportunity. Yeah. I took care of all the bases.
Okay.
And that kind of worked out in my favor.
Okay. So how did the B100? How did all that come about as far as linking with them, and how did that go for you?
So while we're doing these shows in Charleston, I'm just I'm posting it, like kind of social media savvily about it. And we got sites like South Carolina, Carolina Top 20, what you would consider like the blog media of South Carolina.
Yeah, like something like ATL Top 20 and all that, yeah.
They was reposting it, and I already knew Shemuel, and I already knew of Midtown. I didn't know the people who ran Midtown. I definitely didn't know CEO Pig at that point, but they reached out to me off of the strength of them shows and was like, they cooking up, they're about to have the sister branch to a big station out of Atlanta through here. And when they kind of like started going over the details, especially like the people that's backing it and like they 5-10 year plans, I was like, well, I got to be a part of this, to the point where my next show in Charleston, instead of it just being me and my partners from Charleston doing it, B100 sponsored it and actually brought Miss Deb Atney down there, which was crazy. Like, they went crazy down there when they seen that. I don't think a celebrity ever been in like a pub like that. It wasn't like a giant club or nothing. It was like a pub.
Little pub.
But she came out there like, I would say Miss Deb is like a real humble person, because she ain't had some of the stuff that she do for us B100 wise. She don't got to do that. I personally feel like she do it because she interested in the scene out here in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And after getting know her, you find out some of her and in turn Waka Flocka, they roots in South Carolina. You probably don't know that, but their family's from Columbia.
Okay.
So like, I feel like she vested into the scene down here. So that opened up so many doors, having her come to Charleston, to where we did Charlotte, Augusta, Spartanburg.
I have been to Greenville, right?
Yeah, we did. The very first one was in Greenville.
Okay.
And she came to that one as well, our very first one, at Truths.
Oh, yeah.
No, at Cream, matter of fact.
Okay.
Yeah, it was at Cream. I remember that one.
Okay, yeah. I'm about to say one of our good partners, Candace. She
Oh, I know Candy.
Yes. She was. I think she was a part of that.
Yeah, she was media. She was working media out there.
Okay. So what is your perspective as far as with the artists and stuff from South Carolina? Like, do you feel like we on the verge of blowing up, or you feel like it's a lot of work that still has to be done on the ground for us to get to that point?
It's so much work that got to be done. Like, just being around the B100 crew in Atlanta and seeing like the environment they got, and then leaving that and coming back up here, you be like, bro, there's so many steps missing. You got people who right here, and they feel like they should be right here, but they are unwilling to do the stuff in between. They might have that ego like they up here, but they unwilling to actually put in that work, and sometimes it's demoralizing and depressing.
Yeah.
I got artists who I know if I put them in front of Miss Deb will love them. She might even sign them. I done seen her get distribution deals. They ain't win the show, but she gave them a distribution deal and told them to come to Atlanta and work with her. And I can't even get them to the show because they think $150 too much to pay to perform in front of her. I'm like, they think
Right.
or $100. Or,
Not knowing
or
like her roots in the music industry and her connections. Like,
Exactly.
so do you feel like people don't give Miss Deb her flowers enough?
No.
Just knowing like being a part of like Waka, Gucci, Nicki Minaj and all of them, like you feel like she don't really get the respect that she deserves?
Everywhere but here, for sure she get her respect. But like I say, people in South Carolina, the way the music scene is here, they've been constantly bamboozled, bro, to the point where they looking at everything like a scam. Like they looking at everything like,
right,
what is this gonna do for me? There's no telling what it'll do for you until you do it.
So a lot of them don't even want to invest in themselves, basically. A lot of them, they think that it is supposed to happen. They don't realize that you got to put in work. You got to pay for stuff that's not.
Let me tell you a story. So I had a show last Thursday, and I had an artist who super dope. When he get on the stage, commanding stage presence, he rocked the crowd. But he didn't want to pay for the show. So I told him, I'll pay for you. Which, like I said, I do that sometimes just because at the moment I might be able to. I put it into the group message, said, I'll pay for this artist because he's dope. The B100 team said, don't pay for him, we'll sponsor. After he's the last act now, he performed. As soon as he performed, he expected them to deliberate and choose him. Before he even got off the stage, they had already read off the winners. He comes to me angry because he didn't win, and I told him, the only people that could win are the people that paid money. You got to perform off of exposure and, you feel me, a sponsorship. And he didn't understand that. I'm like, how can you expect me to invest in you or bring you in front of somebody who could potentially invest in you and you can't invest in yourself?
Yeah.
So
a lot of these cats, man, they don't understand it just sometimes how it really just works. So a lot of them they're not in business minded home.
Exactly.
And sometimes it's being a DJ. Sometimes it be, like you said, the small steps. Like, you want me to drop your music in the club? I can't pull your music from SoundCloud, bro. Like, do you have a drive?
You got an email.
Yeah, you got an email. Like, if you knew you was coming, why you didn't hit me before? You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time, they put the DJs on the flyers. So most of the time, you can kind of type our name in on something, and another flyer might pop up, or where they've tagged us, and you can inbox us. Because for the most part, I respond. I can't speak for other people, but I respond. So if you send me something and I got time to listen to it, I know when to present it. Because it's hard, and I don't think artists understand that as a DJ. It's prime time. It's 12 o'clock. And I've never heard your song, and you want me to just drop it in the club.
Yeah.
It could be the same tempo, but it might be slower. It might be on some rah-rah. We not in the middle of, some trap. So I don't think even that part, they even understand the concept of that. Like, bro, send it to me before, or get here a little early and come back later. Like,
or have a relationship with me to where you on my radar already. Like, I'll be in the A, I'll go to an event in the A with Miss Deb, the artists who perform to come in, they'll know the DJ by name already. Like, it's 6-7 different artists. They all walk in, dap up the DJ like they've been rocking with them for a while. Because they built up that relationship. They skipped that whole step.
So there's no proactivity going on.
No. And then they feel like the DJs owe them something, or they feel like we're supposed to just do it because we are from the same city. And it's like, bro, it don't work like that. Just like even when I was coming up, I had to introduce myself to other DJs. And sometimes they may know me because I was throwing parties and stuff first.
Yeah.
So they may already kind of know who I am, but they don't really know me.
So you think a lot of them scared? A lot of them think that people gonna turn them down, like the nose.
Some of them, yeah, they think they too cool. And then it's some of them where you do have some DJs that'll be like, okay, well, it's a little fee. And they don't even want to pay that. And most of the time, if we do that, we might shout you out, whoever with you. It's no telling, but
they never get to that step.
So you think it's gonna take an artist to blow up for them to understand like what he had to do to get to that point?
And sometimes I will say, not to cut you off.
No, you straight.
Even like while D Glory was locked up, so many people would come to the DJ booth and be like, play the block, we'll goddamn pay da 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 da. And it got to a point like his fans commanded it. So when he came home, his song was already hot.
Yeah.
That was my same answer. I was at Street Capital listen party the other day, and Newt, who is his manager, he was just describing like how they broke the block. And they would, the different clubs, and it's crazy because I was there for most of them. They'd be at Luna with E-Money or Swan, or they'd be at La Roca or something with
Swan and O.
Yeah, facts. And Nuke and them, I would literally see them talking to the D. Yo, spin this. Glow locked up right now. You're not even here. To the point where you go out anytime back then. You go out Friday, Saturday, Sunday. At some point, they're going to drop the block.
And you probably heard it 3 or 4 times.
Exactly.
And what artists don't understand too, if your song is hot, we have a group message as DJs. We'll put each other on like, hey, I don't know if y'all heard this yet, but this might be T Hustle being in Spartanburg, like this hot in the bird right now. Like, okay, if Curious George been in like Columbia, this hot in Columbia right now. So we try to put everybody on the same radar, so that way, no matter where we are, you hear it, you're like, man, who's that? And we're like, oh, that's so and so and so and so. This is social media. You just never know the conversations because as DJs, we're in a lot of different environments. Yeah, man, it just be basic steps that the artists just decide that they don't have to do. And I don't understand why they don't want to do it because you make our job so much easier.
So let me ask y'all, since both of y'all, you DJ, A&R, what are the basic steps do artists need to take? Like, what's this? If you gonna try to put a record out there, if you trying to get on, like, what? How do they even approach you as an A&R? Like, what do artists need to do to, get themselves out there and break their records?
I feel like if we're looking at it in a step-by-step routine, they might hit me or they might hit a DJ first. Like, them steps could be side by side. I feel like they got to come to us with a product first off. As an A&R, my job is to help provide artist development. So to make sure when they perform and they not looking crazy or the songs they submit to performing not sounding crazy, get them in touch with somebody who gonna get them their own beats and not YouTube beats. You feel me? And then it's your job to, I don't know, I guess facilitate the spreading of their sound.
So I would say the first steps with us would be kind of being wherever we are. So the parties, wherever we are, come where we are first to kind of see the crowd so you can figure out which songs you want me to have. Because like I said, different clubs, different environments, you just don't know. So you want to make sure I have at least 1 or 2 songs for different environments. Don't send me a whole EP and I'm like,
so
okay, where do I start?
If I'm in the club and I walk up to you, I need to have a drive, or do I need to get your email? Because I would
say if it's like prime time, somewhere between like 11 o'clock-ish, just get my email. And then let me listen later on the next day or whatever the case may be. But if you got there early, like when I'm setting up and stuff, okay, you can send it to me. I can listen before everybody get in here, play it a little bit, see what it sounds good with. Because as a DJ, when you're consistently booked, your mind is like turning all the time. So if I heard something, I'm like, okay, that might sound hot behind this. And I might have a little second where I can play something else behind it, mix it, But those simple steps go a long way. I swear they do.
Man, I wouldn't even, like the artists that approach me now, some of them, my first time talking to them is them coming at me about a showcase they see me hosting. How can they get in there? So like I said, they already got a product that they feel like is worth somebody listening to, worth performing. At that point, if they hot after they done a show or I done peeped them at a show, that's when I start scouting around for other opportunities where you was hot here. How can I get you here? Your sound kind of like, I know this club and this environment, they cool with this type of sound. So I'm gonna see if I can get you in these doors.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10 that worked for me. The artists keep going up. I had this artist B Me. She did a show up here. I thought she was super dope. She gave me Nicki Minaj vibes.
Yeah, shout out to the Diamond Diva.
So when I found out Miss Deb was gonna be at my show in Charleston, I called her up. I told her, I need you at this. She would love you. She came down there and won it. Same thing with Wan from Anderson. I told Wan just after Charleston, I told Wan, come do a show with me in Charleston. Miss Deb would love your vibe in Columbia. She said, why I got to pay to perform in front of Miss Deb? You been taking everybody to Charleston for free. I said, just different shows. Just different shows. She made sense.
Look, but hey, you asking questions because you gotta know. Make sure I ain't getting finessed out here.
She ain't go to the one in Charleston. That was the first one I tried to get her to go to. She ain't go. She said, why you making me pay? Everybody else ain't had to pay. That's the one Be Me one. She seen me at another event up here in Greer. She said, I'm gonna lock in for that Columbia show today. She locked in, went down there and won it. So
you already got an eye.
I did. I got an idea for who Miss Deb is gonna like.
Yeah.
I'm A&R for Top Shelf Entertainment as well out of Spartanburg, which that whole camp is kind of over Midtown, the club in Spartanburg. So they got like a good amount of pool.
Yeah.
They already have artists on their roster. So I haven't brought anybody to them yet. I'm still scouting my first pick for TSC. Yeah. But Miss Deb, I'm 2-0 right now.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing for her because she can always trust your judgment.
Yeah.
So
and people like that, they don't even really need to kind of ponder on you a little bit because they know like, okay, I can roll the dice and I'm gonna get a win out of it. But also, I will say, not just pulling up on us too. The best place if you're more of a trap sound, go to the strip clubs. Talk to the strip club DJs and don't just go and talk and want them to play a song. Get some ones. Throw your money because if the stripper's rocking with you, you're always gonna be locked in because they don't just dance in one spot. Like before Twist closed, they might be a Twist. I know dancers that's in Charlotte right now. They go to Atlanta. So if they know it's hot there and you spend money and you throw ones and you following them too, that's how you can come up. Because shout out to Double N, but I remember a stripper asking me to play his song. And when I tell you money showers, shout out to Greenwood. I'm talking about straight money showers. And like he was locked in immediately after that in Twist and Dose, whatever you want to call it. Like
that's all it
we
takes.
Was up.
That's all it takes. I want to say Cusco the Fool kind of taking that same route because his song is popping off at the strip clubs in Spartanburg. Shout out to T Hustle as well. Twerkers and Double Deuces. I don't know if you ever heard of them venues.
No.
See,
Twerkers.
Yeah.
I think I heard of Twerkers though.
They kind of like the after party vibes in Spartanburg now.
Okay.
But I caught some young artists out of there and got them to do my show. One So Slimy and One Mon. They was doing shows out here at Nikki's. I pull up at Nikki's. I'm thinking there's a celebrity in here or something. It's young boys, like they're like 19, 20 years old, shaking the crowd. I go to Spartanburg the next day. They at that club too. So that's another thing I'm looking for is artists who they find their own motion.
Yeah. They're not looking.
They're not just waiting on you.
They putting everything.
That makes it easier for me to find you some motion if you already got your own motion.
So artists, man, I hope y'all paying attention and listen because you got a DJ and an A&R give you the free game. So
and always have you a videographer with you.
Okay.
I always like it's cool to have like the phones and people, but when you have like that quality that's put together and you uploading it on social media, so when A&R and stuff are looking at it, like, dang, okay, he not taking the cheap route on business cards or flyers or whatever the case may be. All of that is a package. And even if you're missing a few steps, if you just got those basics, like you already locked in.
Well, shout out to that boy Bo Bay. He the first artist I bought on here who had his own camera guy.
Pulled up with him?
Yeah, pulled up with him, man. He's talking about he doing a documentary. So shout out to him because that's dope too. That's dope.
Having your own team is essential, I feel like. And not saying like you gotta have a whole team of 10s, but you can have a videographer he a new videographer and y'all only working together. Y'all growing at the same time.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it though. No distractions.
But you rarely see that in South Carolina.
Facts.
They all want to go to the same big name dude, which no disrespect to the big name dude. I'm sure he grinded his way out there, but not even knowing it might be a little bit easier for you if you find somebody on your level and network across.
Y'all build a connection. Save money, y'all build a connection. Y'all both work together. That's the.
And it makes it easier if you get on, you can put him on because he ain't got a whole lot of other stuff going on, and he can blow just as fast as you blowing.
Yeah, and they go hand in hand because if he blow before you do, he got you on. If you do it for him, you got him on. So Yeah, that's a listen, y'all. I hope y'all listening, man.
Please
Really.
listen.
I hope y'all listening, man. This is some free game for y'all. So what else do you think is a like a step we need to take to get to that stardom, man? Because I feel like South Carolina, we do have plenty of artists. I'm talking about all over South Carolina, but what's the race? What's the marathon? What we gotta get to?
All right, so we in the A64 right now.
Yeah.
People who, and I wouldn't say like nobody is super blown out of here. I mean, we got Mexico signed, we got DeGloria doing his thing, but
Yeah.
like you say, like the baby type character. We don't have one of them for the state of South Carolina yet.
Yeah.
This is just one area code. One thing about my show in Charleston that I loved about it was I was introducing some of them to a whole new, some of them never been to Charleston before. It's 200 miles away. If you in Greenwood, you drive 200 miles, you're probably going to Atlanta. You're not going to Charleston.
Yeah.
South Carolina is big. You might feel like you killing it right here. It's somebody 2 towns away that don't know you. The networking, the boundaries between the zip codes here got to break before we can really do something about it.
Yeah. I feel like that's big too. So you feel like we all need to connect. We just separated right now. We segregated from each other.
And I would say find those 1 or 2, maybe 3 singles and push those. Like, it's a lot of I know great rappers that right now probably got 5 tapes out at one time.
Yeah.
Trying to be like on some old Wayne, some old Gucci type vibes, and it's like
Not one single.
and it's like I can't keep up because
45
I'm trying to
singles.
learn, like, and you're not, like you said, your ego up here and you're not here yet to be doing Gucci Wayne stuff, dropping all them mixtapes at one time and got an album out. Like, find them 3 singles on that one project, maybe 2 tapes in 6 months, but there is no reason you should have 5 tapes out at one time.
They dropping another tape before they finish promoing. If
The
any,
first one,
promoing
right.
for the first tape.
Facts.
And that's gonna get you nowhere.
So how do you feel about promo tours as far as for artists? It's like, do they need to do more of that? A lot don't need it. Well, they don't even want to spend that money for $150, so they definitely gonna do no promo tour.
That's one of the services I'm happy to say that we at B100 provide. If anybody who come to any of our showcases, whether it be Charleston, Augusta, Columbia, Charlotte, Spartanburg, Greenville, you win at our show, on our next show, in a whole completely different demographic. You coming along, this at no charge, and you network. So we have B-Man Fresh is an artist that won in Charleston. From Charleston, Geechee, you can hear it in his voice. Music dope as hell. Since he won Charleston, we done took him to Charlotte, Columbia, Spartanburg, Greenville. Each time, kill the stage. Each time, I'm positive his following is growing. I feel like that's a way to build an organic fan base, especially in South Carolina where people don't really move around as much as they should.
Yeah. So, man, before we wrap it up, man, is there anything else that you see that's out there that we can do as a team in South Carolina to kind of put the artists out there and what they need to do for themselves?
Facts. Artists need to utilize more media outlets, which y'all media outlet, us at B100, we're a media outlet, these blogs. All that stuff is gonna work hand in hand. I don't feel like an artist could pop really without. You gotta have the media in tow.
Yeah.
Now even social media. All of that stuff is gonna sway the fan base to move in your favor. Like we talking about DeGloria and stuff. They had a heavy social media presence as well, like free glow. And people I remember I used to get on Facebook in the middle of the night, somebody be tweeting posting his lyrics.
Yeah.
Run the county to the trap, about to break my wrist.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, even though he's not in your face every day, you still hearing him or you still seeing him. I feel like artists got to utilize the tools at hand, man. Don't feel like something is a scam and make that be the reason you say no, because then you just gonna be on the same level for a while.
Yeah.
Like nothing's gonna come without a risk. Nothing good can come without putting in some work. So
that's true. That's facts. That's facts. You got anything you want to add, honey?
I would say do the lead work. Like, even if that means walking up randomly on somebody and asking them to listen to your tape, do the lead work. Like, as a ex-party promoter, I would not be out at a party, but before the club closed, I'm outside putting flyers on people's cars. You might not have seen me, but I'm doing that lead work because I want my party to jump. So take your music as serious as you do everything else. And learn when to separate. You can't take all 50 of your homeboys because it's always 2 or 3 hotheads in the crew and they gonna ruin it before you get started. You gotta know who really believe in you and take those people with you. Not everybody. Everybody can't go.
Facts. Big facts.
That's facts though, for real. Can't take the whole entourage with you.
You can't.
Can't.
You see how the NBA tried to ban AI now?
Yeah.
Cause hey, that's the best example I can give you.
Yeah, straight up. So, bro, before we slide out, man, if you don't mind, bro, drop a little minute of motivation for these people, man.
Word. Alright, this is Juice LaRock with the minute of motivation. I just want to say, if you're an artist out here in South Carolina and you feel like nobody paying attention to you, or you feel like your music is being neglected, I want you to internalize all of that and just like put it all into your grind. It's a lot harder. There's a lot of artists out here that could be going a lot harder. I want you to look around at your network and your resources and use them for everything they offer, because otherwise it's a wasted resource. Life real short. So if you got dreams, right now it's time to capitalize on them. You don't want to be 40 years old, 50 years old, reminiscing about what could have been. I want to be an A&R. I want to be in the music industry. So right now I'm doing everything in my power. I got a show on the 19th at Midtown in Spartanburg, South Carolina. If you're an artist, shoot me a DM at Juice LaRock. We can see what we can do.
Yes, sir. So you heard that, man. Stay in contact with him, man. Matter of fact, where can they find you at on social media?
Juice LaRock on all social medias. Juice LA Rock.
Juice LA Rock, man. You heard that. And Miss Yoni, where can they find you at?
So I'm DJ Yuni. So that's DJ, and then Yuni is YUNI on Facebook. Instagram is DJ Yuni 103. So just reach out.
Reach out, man. You can also catch her every day at 12 for that lunch. Me is going crazy. Tomorrow
we go up.
R&B Mondays.
Right.
Catch her. You know what I mean? And also you can catch me on Keeping It Real on the Comeup radio station on IG. Man, y'all make sure y'all pay attention to what these folks talking about. Y'all stay tuned. Keep it locked, man.
Yeah.
Peace.
It's the come up, yeah, I need a land, yeah, we bout to turn up. How the shit in the city, I'm who fucking with it, yeah, we bout to burn up. Wanna show a feature, we sell out the bitches, so please get your funds up. We bout to up 1 year, that's what you call a come up.